Hey, what's up, YouTube? My name is Tahmid, and you're watching Tahmid Talks. Did you know that starting today, around 1 in 4 people on the face of the planet, that's about 2 billion people, take or give a few, that will be not eating and drinking for the next 30 days? And yes, that includes water or whatever other beverages you might be having in the morning, coffee or tea, and anything else with your donuts. But wait a minute, Tahmid. Not eating for 30 days, that's suicidal. Well, no worries, that's why I'm here to break down the basics of the holy month for you. Oh, and by the way, it's just not eating from dusk to sunset. After sunset, you can eat and drink. So let's get to the basics before we sweat all the big details. Or small details, really. So Ramadan itself is an Arabic word. It's the word for the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, which is, by the way, a lunar calendar which follows the moon cycle. That's why the dates are a little iffy, it changes every year. And that's why when Muslims ask for time off, they're really not sure which day they need off for their religious holidays. The good old perks of a calendar that follows the moon. Ramadan and fasting in the holy month is one of the 5 main pillars of Islam, along with the testifying of faith, the 5 daily prayers, the giving to charity a set amount, and the annual pilgrimage to Hajj if one is able to do so. The month itself, Ramadan, like months usually do, happens once a year, and you can think of it like a annual month for physical and spiritual cleansing. And I know right now cleanses are a big deal. People are going on all types of diets and intermittent fasting and whatnot. So Ramadan, just like that, is a special program, not only for a bodily cleanse, but also for a spiritual cleanse. So wait, does that mean that every Muslim, no matter what, has to fast all day from dusk to sunset? That's like 18 something hours. Well, no. There's a whole list of exemptions such as young children, pregnant women, women who are on their periods, and also the elderly and senile, and also travelers and such. And not to mention those who are very sick as well. So you know what question you don't want to ask a woman? Why aren't you fasting today? So Tahmid, is all this fasting hard, how do you do it? It's impossible. Well, it's meant to be hard, right? It's meant to reorient you spiritually rather than focusing on imminent physical needs and, get a deeper connection with God. I know, talking about physical needs, did I mention that intimate relationships from dusk to sunset are also not allowed while you're fasting? Other things that break your fast including lying, backbiting, any other type of slander, and misbehaviors. So yeah, it really is a strict program in order to spiritually, physically cleanse yourself for the better. And the hope is at the end of the 30th day you come back a whole new person. And all that hunger and thirst, it's supposed to make us feel closer to those who are less fortunate, who don't have the option or the means to eat and drink at will like we do. And like many other things, with perseverance and practice, fasting does become easier. Remember, Muslim children, they start fasting at a relatively young age. First time you do it, you might do 5-6 days in the month, then you do 10 the next year, until you can do the whole 30. And cool fact, did you know that the pro NBA All-Star Hakeem Olajuwon, he said that fasting actually made his performance in the NBA better. And he actually had games, he's not all talk, where he dropped more than 40 points in a night while he was fasting. Talk about feasting on the opponent. Wow, that's crazy. Pro athletes playing and fasting. Isn't this all unhealthy and going to make you lose weight and everything? Actually, some people end up gaining weight. Just like the rest of the year, it really has to do with your health practices, your diet management, and the only thing that really changes in Ramadan is the timing of when you eat and drink. Just like how people these days are doing intermittent fasting, it's a choice of the window of time when you choose to consume food or liquid. So the $1 million question, is quarantine gonna make this whole Ramadan thing much harder? Well, there is this aspect of community and gathering that makes Ramadan super fun. Usually Muslims break their fast with their families and friends in this meal called iftar. And obviously this year, gathering with large groups of people, that's going to be difficult or impossible. Also, every night in Ramadan, they go to the masjids and they gather together with the community for nightly prayers. That happens each night for 30 days and really helps build the sense of community. And not to mention at the end of the month, there's this big celebrations where they go house to house and indulge in big feasts. You know, everybody cooks and everybody looks nice. They get all fancied up in fancy clothes and dresses. So yeah, this year unfortunately will be a little different. Some social aspects, community aspects will be toned down. But that's not stopping us from getting all the blessings and building a better spiritual connection with God, and also hopefully becoming better people by the end of these 30 days. All that being said, thank you for joining me today. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you know when new videos are coming out. And if you're a Muslim and you observe the fast, tell me what you'll miss most about Ramadan this year in the comments below. And if you aren't observing, tell us about, have you tried fasting for Ramadan before? How did it go? Are you gonna try again this year? Yeah, definitely share your stories in the comments below. I'll check you all next time when the next video drops. Peace for now, and Ramadan Mubarak.